Work orders are created in this module. For the following example, suppose that today is August 24, 2009 and that we previously indicated in the settings options that we wanted to generate weekly work orders. The MP shows a list with all the equipment and locations with one or more activities to be performed during the week, from Monday, August 24th to Sunday, August 30th. The program indicates as such in the header. Equipment to be dealt with, between today and Sunday, August 30th. This list shows only the equipment and locations with a scheduled activity during the week. The equipment and locations, which do not appear in the list, do not have a scheduled activity to be performed during the week. Let's select an equipment. In this window, the MP shows the list of activities to be performed to the selected equipment during the week. The equipment maintenance plan may have more activities than those shown. Only the scheduled activities to be performed during the week are shown here. By selecting other equipment or locations from the list, the MP will show the activities to be performed during the week to each equipment or location. In this column, the program indicates the classification of each activity. For example, lubrication, mechanics, electricity, paint instruments, etc. Remember that the activities classification is indicated when we elaborate the maintenance plan. Suppose that we want to establish a filter to exclusively show the activities classified as lubrication. In this window, we can establish several filtering conditions. Let's indicate we want to exclusively show the activities to be performed during the week, classified as lubrication activities. All these equipments have one or more lubrication activities to be performed during the week. In the window, only the lubrication activities to be performed for each equipment are shown. By selecting the equipment one by one, we can see that only lubrication activities are shown. Next, we will see how simple it is to create work orders. Let's start by creating the work orders for all lubrication activities to be performed during the week. To generate the work orders, we first have to indicate the activities we want to include in the work orders. We can mark the activities manually or, by selecting this box, all the activities shown will be automatically marked. In automatic, all lubrication activities to be performed during the week have been marked. Once the activities to be included in the work orders are marked, we click here to start the creation of the corresponding work orders. Since we have marked several equipments, the program asks us if we want to create several work orders with an independent folio number per equipment or if we want to concentrate all equipments under the same work order and the same folio number. In our example, we will create an independent work order per equipment. The program also asks us if we want to print the work orders immediately after creating them. If we do not print them now, we can print them later. The program also asks us if we want to automatically create the corresponding warehouse vouchers for the materials and spare parts to be used in the execution of the work orders. Finally, the program allows us to assign a person in charge of the jobs. Before assigning the person in charge, note that the program has calculated the estimated total time to do the jobs. Remember that when creating the maintenance plans, we indicated the estimated time to do each activity, so now the program can calculate the estimated total time. The MP shows a window with the names list for all the registered maintenance employees. Their initials, workers' classification or area of expertise. Example, mechanics, electricity, lubrication, paint, etc. Number of work orders already assigned to each worker to perform them during the week. Total estimated time to perform the jobs of the work orders assigned to the worker. Comparative graph of the estimated time for the execution of the work orders assigned to each worker. Let us assign, in this example, the lubrication jobs to the lubricator Fausto Ortiz. Note that lubricator Fausto Ort has already been assigned 3 hours. By clicking on Accept, 11 hours and 50 minutes will be added to this worker. The 11 hours and 50 minutes correspond to the estimated time to perform all the lubrication jobs previously marked. The graph shown here is very useful to balance the workloads among the maintenance personnel. The created work orders are now in Phase 2. All the open work orders are here. Later, we will enter that module to show everything regarding the management of the open work orders. In this module, we can consult the work orders we have just created, but before we do so, we will continue to create other work orders. Note that lubrication activities are not in the module where the work orders are created anymore, since we have already created a work order for them. Thus, we control and avoid the duplication of work orders for the same activity. Let's take a look at another example. Now let's create the work orders classified as mechanics. We eliminate the activated filter. We can see the equipments and locations activities to be performed during the week which have not yet been included in a work order. Lubrication activities do not appear in the list anymore since we have already created the work orders for them. Let's create a filter to show only the activities classified as mechanics. only mechanic activities are shown now. Let's create the corresponding work orders. We have automatically marked all the mechanic activities to create the work orders. If we do not want to include any of these activities, all we have to do is uncheck the activities we do not want to include. The activities which are not included will still appear in the work orders generator. If, for any reason, we need to postpone the performance of a specific activity, by manually clicking this button we can schedule the date in which we want the program to present the activity again. In this case, the history will indicate that the activity was manually postponed and will show the reason or justification for the postponement. Let's click here to create the work orders for the activities marked. We click on this button to assign jobs to a worker. Let us assign the jobs to the mechanic Hilario Avila. The work orders created are now in phase 2. It is worth mentioning filtering possibilities are not only limited to the activities classification, as in the previous example. The MP has several filtering options. We can establish a filter to see the equipment with the highest priority, the activities with specific delay days, a type of equipment, a description of the activity, etc. Let's eliminate the activated filter again. We only have the activities of these locations or equipment to be included in a work order. Let's mark for example the activities to be performed in the roof. Note that in the case of the roof, we have no routine activities to be performed. However, we have a non-routine scheduled activity to be performed during the week. It is a corrective activity previously registered. Now let's create the corrective work order for the roof. When there is no longer any equipment or location in the work order generator, we will have finished generating the work orders for the scheduled activities of the week. In the example, we first created work orders grouped by area of expertise and then we created an individual work order for a location. It is worth mentioning that from the beginning we could have created all work orders in only one step. We can later assign a person in charge. In this example, we created weekly work orders. However, it is important to remember that in the settings options, we can establish the way in which the work orders are created, that is, daily, weekly or monthly. For more information about the work orders period, watch the video course.